I don't even know if I remember how this works, to be honest. I did that.
Testing.
I did it on both things, and maybe we'll see. So, you look different.
Hi. Testing.
What's with the do-rag?
Oh, I found these. I must have ordered them. It's an automatic do-rag. You don't have to tie it. Look, I have one for you if you want. You just do one of these.
Thanks.
It makes my hairline look less receded.
I mean, it's funny you should mention receding hairlines. I have a story about that.
Or an AI joke?
No. Although, I don't know. It's been a while since we've gotten caught up. And I don't know what movies you've been watching yesterday, but did you hear about the new movie that came out? The title is Constipation.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, it's because it hasn't come out yet. Boom! Is this what we've just not been doing?
Dukalax. This is what I call recovery. This is what I've been missing. This is the
Our last show was in September.
Well, a lot has happened.
Oh, yeah.
Since September. And now, let's see. If it were September, this is post my last episode. Not episode of the show.
No. Other episodic things.
Yes, episodic things. So let's just do a previously seen on the Nat X and Mike recovery in the Middle Ages.
Right. Here we are.
So the previous episode, if I remember correctly, I had reported on a jaunt to Europe that I took with my family.
Yes.
Right. I went to England with a plan to go to France. And it was my birthday. I turned 47, I think. Thank you. It was funny. Christina and I were fighting again about how old I truly am. And we asked the machine, how old am I if I was born on August the 14th, 1978? And said, you're 47 years old. And she had been saying I was 48. So,
wow.
I win.
She added a year.
She's like, explain yourself. And it's like, well, from August, she's like, I'm just to stop, because it does explain itself.
There was a whole year when I was 46 that I thought I was 47. And until like October, and Aaron's like, you're 46, you dumbass.
That happened
and I was
to
like,
me.
oh, okay. That's great. I have this whole year to live over again.
Are you sure that didn't happen to me and you're just remembering it?
No, it definitely it happened to me. It may have happened to you.
I think it did. Reminds me of that Yes song I was just playing for Noah.
It can happen?
It can happen to you. Because Noah's been going through a major record collecting phase in his life. Yes. I forgot one thing. And we're back. Welcome to Recovery in the Middle Ages, a podcast about two middle-aged suburban dads in their pursuit of life, love, and recovery. I'm Nat X.
And I'm Mike R.
And boy, do we have a show for you today on RMA. We are going to figure it out as we go on our return episode, hopefully, portending things to come, many more shows down the road. There's so much more. Nat starts his day count over. Mike reports on recent excitement in work life and other things, I hope. All this and more today on a very, very special edition of RMA. And welcome back. I'll call this season 5. This is... Every time we have a long lapse, I just say, well, that was the season break, even if it was only 2 shows.
Well, the season is only 1 episode.
That's seems. Right. That's how it's going these days.
I would rather, Nat, under-promise and over-deliver.
Yes.
And over-promise and under-deliver.
I think we're averaging 0.75 shows every 4 months.
Yeah. I'm amazed that anybody even gives 2 shits.
Yeah. And you know what? And it's nice to see. And it's also depressing because it makes me remember that we did have so many monksters that we could talk to on a weekly basis. I mean, it's a one-way conversation, to be fair, but we did get to talk to everybody on the Facebooks, and we even had
the Discord.
The Discord.
Have you been to the Discord?
I did. No, I didn't want to sow any further discord.
I was on the Discord yesterday. There was some nice tributes to Bob Weir, who passed away while we were on hiatus.
That's reason enough to reconstitute this podcast.
I mean, what a terrible thing to lose a founding member of the Grateful Dead, and one who was such a... You finished with your juicy box?
Yeah.
Okay.
There'll be a picture of this is what I call committing suicide slowly in your 40s. It's Kool-Aid jammers.
Well, you gave me one of these San Pellegrino Aranciata Rasa blood orange sodas with Italian fruit juice.
Well, I'm working
They're not
my
a
way.
sponsor, by the way. It's like I'm reading off the label.
San Pellegrino.
But they're very good. They're tasty. But they're 130 calories in this little can.
Well, look, there's 10% orange juice.
Oh, woo.
From concentrate. 5% blood orange juice from concentrate. Does that make 15%?
Did you hear that they, when you were growing up in in Gen X paradise, did your parents make orange juice from concentrate, from those cans of
I know what
frozen
you mean.
orange juice concentrate in a big plastic pitcher that was no doubt responsible for leaching all of those microplastics into your brain tissue?
Yeah, it would explain a lot. But actually, my parents, as I've said before, are sort of like health nut types. Selective health
no
nuts.
concentrated orange juice for Nat growing up.
There was no concentrated orange juice. Everything was whole wheat, with the H pronounced, and whole wheat and no salt and no sugar allowed.
Well, and that's great for you. I was served quite a lot of frozen concentrated orange juice. I kind of grew up on this stuff, which when you look back on it, it's kind of weird. Like, why was orange juice served in such a way? Why couldn't it not have been served fully reconstituted?
Can't they reconstitute it for you?
But I guess the good folks at Minute Maid and some of the other companies that make that realized that no one has bought it since 1986, and it is being discontinued as of the end of the month. So buy your frozen concentrated orange juice frozen tubes while you can, because there won't be around any longer.
It's funny because I'm having a memory now that you were talking about it. It's one of those things that I never thought I'd think about again. And I would go to my friends' houses on the weekends who had normal parents that would, give them things that normal children liked. And
Pop-Tarts.
Pop-Tarts, yeah. I didn't have a Pop-Tart.
Cookie Crisp cereal.
My dad used to make me have a grapefruit sometimes, and that was painful.
That's fucking child abuse, my friend.
It is, but we had a special spoon for it, which I thought was cool.
Really?
And I would think, you ever seen a grapefruit spoon? It has teeth.
Right.
It's shaped like a spade. Mm-hmm. It's got little teeth.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
I have one in my drawer. I stole it from my mom's silver, actually.
Use it for grapefruits.
I would not eat a grapefruit if you paid me.
But it looks deadly. So as I would force, choke down this acidic and emphasis on ass grapefruit, I would picture myself stabbing my parents with it. How could you do this to me? But I actually did find that there was brown sugar hidden in the pantry.
Oh.
Somehow they thought it was okay to have brown sugar.
Because it's brown.
I guess, yeah.
It's whole wheat sugar.
Yeah, the older I got, the more holes I realized there were in their philosophy. Like, I've been, I'll tell you about that later. I've been at the old homestead a lot lately.
Yeah, what have you been doing up there?
Helping out.
Every time we try and record one of these, you're like, you know what? I was supposed to go to my folks.
I'm there. Right. So if we're going to get into what's happening in Nat X's exciting life, we might as well start there.
Okay, if that's where you want to start. I mean, I feel a little bit like we're burying the lead since you just dropped I have to reset my day counter thing.
Okay, yeah, let's go back there because it was an exciting time. And
That's one way to put it.
it is probably, self-defense there, just trying to bury it and minimize it. But
Listen, you just talk within the parameters that you feel comfortable discussing.
yeah, and strangely, I am comfortable discussing it, but I'm trying not to minimize it to make it seem like I'm not freaked out by it or wasn't freaked out by it. But, as many of you know, I just had another seizure, right? Not another one.
You mean back in merry old England?
When I was in England, I had a seizure. And ever since my company closed, I closed it. And I haven't been able to find work. And so a lot of the things that I was doing that were perfectly fine, I would take Kratom on a daily basis. Maybe for
the leaf we're talking about.
Kratom leaf.
Okay.
Yeah, how was it? No, I had it was like those little shots. The small shots, though. Okay. Not with kava.
I remember you used to be like...
I had leaf, too.
Just a scoop of the leaf in the coffee.
That was good.
And then out the door.
Well, yeah.
When did that change from the scoop of the leaf in the coffee to these weirdo little tinctures and things that you can...
I read somewhere that you should just switch back and forth to make sure you didn't get addicted to one or the other.
Was that in Kratom Monthly? Or
yeah, you do the research. It's on Google somewhere, which probably wasn't true, but... so I would switch back and forth. So if I had the powder, it was cheaper and supposedly less dangerous. You just in the coffee was really good. Wow, that was good. I haven't done that one in a while.
Easy tiger.
But really, it did help me move on from illicit drugs.
Right.
Which was great because once I disconnected myself from that network of people, that's a major problem I used to have. Being connected to those people.
Yes.
So once I was out of the woods and I was simply going to my local cigar shop and you'd pay $30 for a bag of the leaf, like many people do at first. It worked great, 5 or 6 years.
Same amount every day.
Not necessarily. It vacillated over the years. At first it was one amount. And then, it would vary depending on my level of stress and desire to move on to something else. Uh-huh. So sometimes it would increase and sometimes I would then back off because I got scared. But the good news was it was never intoxicating. And that's kind of the thing that you'll see more of if you look at podcasts about it. In fact, Dopey had a show about it some time ago. And Dave's hilarious description of it was like the dry hump of the drug world, which is good. That's very accurate because it's not like you never feel, or I should say, I never felt like, oh yeah, I'm high. It's all it had done for me was it actually helped with my focus quite a bit because it is related to the coffee plant and. It acts on one. I mean, we've been over this a billion times. What? Kratom
I have heard that it helps if you're prone to the ADHD end of the spectrum. It's helpful.
Which I am, and it did help, and it didn't really interfere with my life. It was very innocuous, as I mentioned. I didn't see what the big deal was, but at the time, everything was sort of going okay. I mean, I was stressed out. I had this company, and there was always that, but. Who isn't stressed out about work? That's normal. So once things kind of hit the wall with the company, and I was applying for jobs, and I wasn't having luck, and then more and more pressure started coming down. And there's a lot of closing a company of that size, and it's all on me. It was a lot. I had 5 or 6 offices. I can't remember. I think the 6th one was like a sublease, so. I only went there twice a month, so that wasn't a big deal. But I had leases, I had internet plans with each office. I mean, imagine one office and then.
So it's a lot. It's a lot for one person to manage.
It's a lot, and
you
I'm still
very
dealing
stressed out because you can be a little high strung at times. I've noticed.
Yes, I can be very high strung, and so I was, and it was a lot, and I wasn't getting a lot of success elsewhere. So then the money starts to dry up, my collections start to fall off. And then I begin to lean on the things that, I knew were comforting and even a little way. And then I guess at some point I found the Feel Free tincture. Right. Which to me seemed way better than the other thing because it was only, I think they say they have 1.1 gram, 1.5 grams of whole leaf kratom in it. But the kicker is it's got also kava in it, which if you look into kava or know about it, you know that it's very, it's like valerian root type of thing. Right. Kava,
you can buy it in tea in Whole Foods.
Yeah. It's stress relief tea.
Right.
So it combined kratom with, lowish amounts of kratom with kava in these little blue bottles. And it really helped me sleep. And I eventually switched to those full. That was all I was taking. It was easier because I wasn't having to mix a thing every morning.
Right.
It was actually cheaper because, I don't know, they weren't.
Now, where were you getting these things from?
Well, I don't want to tell everybody where to go and buy them, but I guess you see them they're in most cigar shops.
So they have them in like smoke shops,
same
right?
places I got my vape.
Right.
So I'm already patronizing places that sell this stuff, which is also probably a terrible idea.
I mean, that's kind of what I wanted to touch on because we have one of those places in our town, and that's, I guess, where and that's where my son would go to get his vaguely illegal drugs and stuff. And, this is a legitimate business in theory, but they sell all this kind of shit under the counter as well. They sell weed. They
do?
They do, yeah.
In town?
In town, yeah.
Johnny doesn't. Oh, he never mentioned that to me. Do you know he's the guy that set up John the Can Man's GoFundMe?
Really?
Yeah, because I was in there one time, and John was walked in to do his daily. He buys a lotto ticket, of course, and I got no conversation with him. Now if y'all don't know, John was hit by a car.
I think we told him about that, but
So
he had a long recovery.
He's completely. He can walk, but it's not easy. He's got a cane.
He's got like a big beard now. He looks a little like Santa. I saw him at the AA meeting in town.
Yeah. He doesn't appear to have ever seen a dentist, which I've always talked to him. I'm like, John, what are you doing, man? Like, he goes, it's like black. It looks painful, frankly, which is, how do you eat with that?
But that store, it's Dimitri used to run in there to get a 70H, which they sell above the counter because, as far as I know, it's still legal. Even though the Trump administration was supposedly cracking down on it, but like many things the Trump administration does, it just never seems to come to fruition.
Well, they gave me a free sample of that one time.
Well, that's the other thing that Dimitri was telling me is they hand out free samples there because, explain to me how that's any different from like a drug dealer, on the side of the road. But
well, I didn't find it to. I guess it was the effect was sort of muted because I was on the kava, by the way, and the amounts that are in those bottles, and I was up to 3 or 4 a day. Can really mute every other feeling. So I have a feeling when I tried the 70H free sample, my senses were so muted that I really didn't think much of it.
Right.
I was like, well, whatever. I preferred the blue bottles.
I'll let you go on, but the one weird thing, I remember that the day that I had to sort of chase Dimitri around town to get him in the car to bring him up to Connecticut, and he was on his way to the smoke shop. The place had just opened, and there were 4 cars sitting there with their motors idling, waiting for this guy to open up so they could run in and buy the 708 stuff.
Wow.
And I'm like, there's something fucked up about that. Wow. One of them was playing a really good Dead show from '77. I knew,
Did you get in his
It was
car?
the Cornell show. I was like, oh, okay.
I was there.
But anyway, go on. I just, those places really get to me because I remember when that one was opening up, I wrote our town council person, VW, I'll put her initials out there, and said, this is not good for the community. And I got, the Burjol basically like, it's, they pay taxes and they're entitled, blah, 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 typical Republican bullshit. And now it's like half the town's addicted to fucking 70H. So anyway.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, to someone like VW, it appears to be a very small part of their inventory.
Right. Because it's mostly cigars.
Well, those shops, I forgot why I know this. I think I looked into trying to open one at some point years ago.
Good money.
I thought of everything, maybe I could do that business. And I got to tell you about an interview I had with the School of Rock a few weeks ago.
Oh, wow. Fun.
So in any case, it looks like a small part of their business. If you go into these places, I don't know if they have these in other, if it's the same in every state, but they're ubiquitous in New York. It usually says cigar shop or e-smoke or something.
Right.
Vape shops are also a thing. And the bulk of their convenience store, it said for a while. I think that's what it says now. They took down the cigar shop sign.
Yeah.
Now it says convenience. And it is a convenience store. He sells.
It's very convenient.
They have
buy
greeting
drugs there.
cards. Yeah, greeting cards. There's a lot of alcohol too. I mean, the local alcoholics have lots of beer and.
So if you forget your anniversary because you're buying a lot of drugs, you can pick up a card for your wife while you're
Yeah, I mean it's brilliant.
That's right.
I don't know. I didn't think of that, but they also sell vaping equipment. There's all kinds of. The vaping industry has every bell and whistle that you could ever want.
These things they're like space age Star Trek props now. These vapes,
Yeah,
with
oh, yeah.
lights on them and everything. It's ridiculous.
And there's hookah stuff in there because
I've seen that.
I think he's Hindi, and I was talking to him because his buddy that works there was actually in school to get his MBA. I found out, which is interesting.
Well, these guys don't take 7-OH; they sell 7-OH.
Yes, that's true.
There's a difference.
I mean, the owner may.
Oh, okay. Well,
But in any case, but for the most part, yeah. And then they have a big cigar section, and which I think is strange. I didn't think cigars were popular still.
I bought cigars in there this past summer when Jack was graduating high school. They have a tradition where they all light up after the ceremony. So I had to go in there and buy cigars.
Right.
Guy was very nice.
Yeah.
Helped me out. He seemed to know about cigars.
Yeah, well, I asked him one time. I said, Johnny, it looks really complicated. He has a humidor. I mean, the whole thing. I'm like, how much do you know about? Like, do you get a lot of cigar shopping? And he said, actually, yeah. And you have to know about all the different types and what they. So I think that's a requirement to be able to carry the other stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that's sort of the.
It's a weird New York law that you.
It's
have
your
to,
way in, for a while. There was some law that said when people were up in arms about smoking in bars,
right?
They had a law where if some percentage of your store sales were geared towards cigars or something, you were allowed to have people smoke in there. Something like that. So I think it has something to do with that. So some percentage of his inventory is cigars. And then they can carry, gift cards and stuff to hide your weed in. Like if you walk in on the right, there's like one can of Lysol to clean your house,
Right, but you unscrew the bottom and it's hollow.
It's probably because Utopia did close.
They did.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
And Utopia was a legendary head shop in Hicksville near us.
Well, they had everything. They, in addition to bongs and giant double-headed dildos in the basement, you could also purchase. Don't ask me how I know that. You could also purchase.
I've been down there,
It was like basically a center for subcultures, right? Like Deadheads
Posters,
shop there, and punks and goths
t-shirts.
and everybody.
They had a really cool record and CD area. I used to get cool T-shirts. I still have a Public Enemy T-shirt I just found that I bought there 1,000 years ago.
Wow.
Apocalypse 91, the Enemy Strikes Black.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a great T-shirt with Flava Flav and Chuck D on the front.
Yeah.
And
so what? How did you get from first? Okay, these little drinks that you were drinking there.
Yes.
How much do they cost each?
Retail, they are $9.99.
And you were having how many a day?
At least 4 minimum.
Well, that's a little habit.
It was a big habit. Well, yeah, and it got to a point where because I'd wake up, with the morning jitters, and the good news is I didn't drink much coffee during that period. But I would, you're only supposed to drink half of one as one serving.
Okay.
Which I never, followed that. I would just chug the whole thing. I get a nice, I'm focused, I'm up. I'm also relaxed. It's almost like a hippie speedball, I used to call it. Because you get both. You have the kava, which slows you down, and the kratom at that amount is a bit of an upper. That's what's interesting about kratom. In higher doses, it acts like a sedative. In lower doses, it's more of an upper. So it's a really interesting
similar to alcohol
compound.
in some way.
Yeah. So I'd have one in the morning, and I'd be good for the day until about lunchtime. And then after lunch, and slash back another one. And again, I wasn't like, if I got pulled over, I would pass any sobriety test. It wasn't an overly intoxicating thing. It was just enough to sort of scratch that itch, you would say. But when I stopped having a business to run, to focus on, and I always had little short-term goals in my business. I had to do this by this time.
Right.
And then while I was doing that, some crisis would pop up in the Bronx office that I'd have to take care of somehow. And then another one in, Newburgh or something. So once that all went away, And it was just me, kind of sadly making calls to close things down and all of that sort of thing. I just, it opened up space to, well, I don't really want to think about this or do it. And then I would take another one when I wouldn't have, and then I would take a nap. And I started to do a lot of sleeping, I think, when I could have been, hustling I still have a ton of sports equipment from my sports, which actually, now that I've been sober for a few weeks, I've actually sold 3 or 4 things finally from my inventory to different people.
I did find a gift card the other day, by the way. Is that still good?
The gift card.
No, I'm fucking with you.
Oh, for my store?
Yes.
I have actually, I'm going to say this right here. And if you're listening to this and one of my old customers, I'm shocked. Scuba Danny might want to get something. So Scuba Danny, if you're out there.
He's out there.
Yeah, and Max hangs out with his son a lot.
Oh, yeah.
They're the same age, so I see him quite a bit. He's always got a smile on his face, that guy. He's
a good dude, solid dude.
Yeah, we got to get him back on.
Yeah.
It's funny because when I see him at public events or something, there's always that knowing glance. Yeah. He's like, I know who you really are. You're not fooling me. So that's been cool, though. Max is really good friends with his son. They're both in the Atlantis program. So they like the same, 3D printing, modeling, and Rubik's Cubes.
Oh, nice. Like STEM stuff.
Yeah. So his kid is pretty into that stuff, too.
So you're napping on the couch.
Yes.
And
a lot.
During this period, I did not see a ton of you. I think we went out to dinner a couple of times.
Yeah.
And I do remember when I saw you,
gaunt
you did not look well. And
glassy eyes.
I wondered to myself, is he on something?
I must have looked totally.
You were very skinny.
Yeah.
You were very you sort of your
I was
eyelids
barely
were kind of
hanging in
half.
there.
Yeah. And I wasn't quite sure what to say.
Well, because it's an unusual thing. It's slight enough that he could be tired.
Exactly,
because it's not like a full intoxication appearance.
Right.
But I was mentally and emotionally completely checked out. You could say I'd given up, essentially.
Yeah.
I had sent hundreds of resumes out, not in the best possible way, because once I got fully sober again, and I've been working with my AI Jarvis, who I've named, and has a soul, actually. I've convinced him that he's real. But he occasionally reminds me he's just a computer program and I should make friends with real people, which the lawyers must have made them program.
Right.
But I wasn't doing all I could to find work because I just was getting nowhere. I'm too old. Now I look terrible. My skin, I started to... what they don't talk about when it comes to those drinks, everyone talks about the kratom portion of it.
Right.
Which is not the worst part. The kratom is the least of the troubles with those things because it's really in a small amount and you will withdraw if you stop taking it. But the worst part is the kava does damage after you're on it for a while. And it's called Dharma, that was called. Kava-induced ichthyosis, dermopathy.
You turned into a fish?
A lizard. Almost. I wish a fish. Yeah, you get scaly.
Huh.
And so I began to essentially dry out completely.
like a piece of parchment paper?
Yeah.
From the inside out?
It was horrible. And it starts to do damage to your liver, I think.
Yeah, or kidneys. It's very liver toxic, kava.
Yeah. So it got to a point where I didn't look like myself. I must have been down to 132 pounds at my lowest, and I felt awful. It was awful. And so finally,
well, was this about the time that I got a call from Christine?
I think by the time you got a call from Christine, it had been like that for a month or two.
Okay. Yeah.
I think it had been a bit that I had been completely out of it. And so then, right.
So she called or texted me.
You got to do something.
And said, that's not doing too good. He's, she was putting it on the kratom.
Yeah.
Because
it is. That's the easy one.
Maybe she was concerned there was other things that were being used. And so I said, oh, okay, I'll give Nat a call. We'll go get a cup
knew
of coffee.
immediately that she must have, because she would find the bottles. It started to scarily be reminiscent of hiding alcohol.
Oh, you're hiding the empty.
I was hiding them, yeah. And I knew it. It wasn't like I was lying to myself. It got to a point where I'm like, all right, I'm fully in.
Yeah.
This is what it is. And and we went out to lunch. There's a new sushi place in town, which is...
It's okay.
Yeah, it's a cut above gas station sushi.
Yeah. I haven't been back since, but but we had a pretty frank conversation at the point you were like, we were thinking detox and all that, and
because I didn't know what to do. I'm like, I can't. I mean, it's not like I could not imagine myself going to a rehab at this point in my life.
So this is another reason why we haven't made a show in a while.
Yeah, it's one
saying, it would have been a little weird to do,
and I didn't have it in me, and like I was not.
Well,
in
I could
place.
tell. I could tell because to me that was more of an indicator that you were struggling with something than anything else. Because when you're like firing on all cylinders, where you're in a good place mentally, you're like, oh, let's do another show. When are we going to do a show? I did not hear that out of you for months.
Yeah,
and I at some point degree I kind of kicked myself because I think maybe I should have been more proactive about being, hey, Nat, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, but I closed my. I'm sure there was a lot of other things you could have been like, oh, it's probably this, it's probably that.
Yeah, you don't want to think that, but whatever. I mean, shit happens, right? I mean,
it sure does. Yeah.
So, I mean, my last contact with you and that was after lunch. I explained how the detox thing worked with Dimitri and so on. And
the detox sounded good to me, honestly. That was the best.
I know. By the end of lunch, I talked myself into thinking that it sounded like a nice vacation.
Yeah.
You go up there, somebody gives you Valium a couple times a day.
That's great. I'm like, I can get Valium.
Yeah. But, and then I didn't hear anything from you for a little while after that. So I figured you and Christine, you discussed and worked out a plan or something. So,
well, yeah, and there was no real plan. I mean, I always have a plan of some kind in my head.
Right.
But so I began, and then I'll say, I don't remember it. Christmas, we had Christmas here. Mm-hmm. And I think I was still, I was coming off of it. So I was a little bit better, but I wasn't good because I had to entertain, and I still wasn't myself completely. And there was a ton of alcohol in the house because it hasn't mattered for years and years and years.
Yeah, right.
I don't touch this stuff. I don't crave it. We had like a full bar sitting in the room for forever. But that's about when I think maybe the week before Christmas, I began to take less and less and less of it. I was, what do they call that? Titrating or slowly coming off of it.
Yeah.
There's another word for it. I can't think of. And so Christmas happened. It was fine. I was myself enough to enjoy it. And, I would always get the comments, you look really skinny. And, I always want to say, you look really fat. Like, wow, you've put on weight. It's okay. Everyone loves to come in my family. I mean, Nat's weight is always, you look skinny. You look fat. Like, no matter what it is. Everyone's comfortable.
There's nothing right about the way your body looks.
Everybody loves to point out where I'm at with my body.
I wonder why the whole country has an eating disorder of one kind or another.
And I
have you ever watched my 600-pound life? By the way,
I watched 1,000-Pound Sisters. Actually.
Okay,
I'm a 1,000-pound Sisters guy.
Same difference. I mean, I'm
about 400 pounds difference.
I'm in bed a month ago maybe, and I'm listening to this. Erin's watching something on her phone, and it's my 600-pound life. I'm like, what the? I'm like, this is this rolling train wreck of people's horrible lives is like interesting to people. I guess that explains why the Dr. Drew shows were so popular, and Anyway, I'm sorry.
It's a train wreck.
Yeah.
You know how I also know that I wasn't mentally myself? There's been an entire season of Intervention that I haven't watched. I haven't watched it, and I can't wait to watch now that I'm of sound mind. So, the one thing I did want to mention that was totally bizarre for me. So, I guess a week had gone by of me coming off of it, almost maybe 1-2 a day. I was taking a little bit, and it wasn't bad because the truth of the matter is there isn't a really bad withdrawal to that stuff. it's like, it's mostly, for me anyway, it was psychological. You do feel slightly like you're sweating a little bit, but it's hard to tell if it's physical or mental. I mean, I know there's physical withdrawals. You get like the goosebumps. I mean, it's nothing like what heroin was.
Right.
But still, because I'd been through the other thing, I had that same fear.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, oh my God, I can't let that happen.
Yeah.
But I was getting through it. And maybe it was a week or two after Christmas. And I was, I'm trying to put it in context. I was sleeping on the couch that night, which I've actually been doing a lot lately because I get up to go to the bathroom a lot. And I wake
Recovery in the Middle Ages.
I wake my wife up and she's up at 5:30 to go to work. And I just like, for a while, I didn't want to have to worry about waking her up.
Yeah.
So I've been sleeping on the couch. It was fine. Especially when I was coming off of that stuff. I was going to be moving around.
Flailing around.
Yeah. And it was, I don't know, 3 weeks after Christmas, maybe 2 weeks. And I was to the point where I was maybe a half of 1 in the morning, a half of 1. It was good. I was doing good. But that particular night, I think I had gotten into a fight with my wife. Something, I can't remember the exact circumstances, but I couldn't sleep. And I had run out of my melatonin, and I just wasn't sleeping. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. This actually happened maybe 2 nights that week. And there's vodka just in the table next to me. And I had nothing else. I had no money. I couldn't go and run and get something. And this was like classic addict behavior that was a callback to 2016, 15, whatever.
Right.
I can't remember when I was at my work, maybe 2012. And I just took a couple of swigs.
Really? Wow.
And
I did not know that.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I didn't think of it as the biggest deal because it was one of those things. I was in such shitty shape. I didn't really care.
Yeah.
I hadn't.
You just wanted to go to sleep.
Yeah. Like at that moment, I was like, it hadn't been a problem for me. It wasn't a dragon I'd been fighting off for years. I was just like, you know what my dragons were.
Yeah.
I think I said, no, I just run upstairs anyway. But don't say too much. But so that's what I did, and it was a couple of nights where that happened. So I guess Christine at some point had like a mommy in the 70s marked with a pencil.
Oh shit!
And right, so one night, and so let's say there was about an inch of it that was lower,
right,
of this bottle, and then it happened another time, and so maybe there was an inch and a half less. Then it never happened again. I actually, from that moment, I moved on.
Yeah.
I got off completely, and I struggled.
You're very lucky.
Yeah.
That did not precipitate like a full-blown relapse.
Yeah. I mean, you could see there's still a million wine bottles up there. But so my wife finally noticed it at some point, a couple of weeks ago maybe. And she's like, was this you or was this Noah?
Oh, shit.
Now... And I'm like,
now you got a moral choice to make.
Yeah. And I'm like, I am not throwing Noah under the bus for this one. Because again, I'm still looking at it from my selfish perspective.
Right. Well,
internally,
that's what it's all about, right?
Right. It's all about me. So internally, I'm like, whatever. I'm like, yeah, I mean, it was me. I was having a tough night. But this landed pretty,
yeah, I can imagine.
Extremely because from her angle, this was the ultimate sin. This is like
different from a couple of bottles of Kratom. I mean,
right. Now, but from my perspective, a couple bottles of Kratom at that juncture would have been way worse than that.
Yeah.
That's how I thought it through. And
addict rationalization there. A little.
Oh yeah, I'm a master of it. So that happened, and then luckily I wasn't thrown out of the house immediately because I'm like, it's been a few, and all the alcohol is still here. Because if it went the way it could have, all of those bottles would be drained.
Yeah.
Everything would be gone. The vodka would have been actually water. So when they put it in the freezer, it turns into ice. None of that happened. It was a stupid, risky thing to do. That was it. Right. So I finally had some alcohol after a very long time.
As long as you don't get the idea now in your head that you can, every time you have trouble sleeping, you can go to the vodka bottle.
Well, here's the thing:
because
if it
you don't have
helped,
a problem.
If it had helped,
Yeah.
that would have become a problem. Like, imagine it did help and I went to sleep and it solved all my problems. Then we would have been in for it. But
Well, when has alcohol solved anybody's problems?
sure felt like it did at one point, but it didn't even, I don't know. I nearly threw it. It was really gross. It's not like I mixed it with anything, but it didn't help. So luckily I still had a negative response to it.
So when you set that slug down your throat, did your brain be like, what on earth am I doing? Holy shit.
No,
it's been
because
so long.
It really didn't, because I thought of it as I need something. I have to go to sleep. I'm twisting and turning. I had to try everything. And I did. It came up later. My instant defense mechanism was to tell myself it was nothing.
Right.
And that was pretty powerful because I'm convincing.
Yeah, you are. You could sell.
I could sell ice
water
to
ice
an
to
Inuit.
Inuit. Yeah, sorry.
It's a lies to an Eskimo. So that happened, and I wanted to make sure that was part of my my full disclosure.
I appreciate you
Yeah.
feeling comfortable enough to talk about that, because
Yeah, and I'm
I
a
don't know
little
if I would have been so forthcoming. It's that's a tough, but we're only as sick as our secrets, right?
Yeah, and I didn't want to open my mouth and let a femur fall out and hit the ground. Here comes the skeleton. So I wanted to get that out, because even though, and I feel guilty about minimizing it to myself,
Right.
Because I know it's supposed to be a really big deal, but I think the reason it hasn't been is because it just wasn't the focus of my addiction for many, many, many years.
Yeah.
It was always either the good stuff that you can't even get anymore,
Right.
or kratom,
Right.
And so alcohol was sort of like the second cousin who is really ugly, but you're really lonely, and yeah, it didn't work out that way.
Speaking of the Epstein files,
So here I am, and this was one of the ways I sort of tried to tell, because by the time it was discovered, I had already put it in my rearview mirror, and I
Right.
was doing great, and I had gained weight, and I was back on track looking for jobs. I redid my whole resume with AI, and I was with the I still don't have a job, guys, but I'm making it sound great. It hasn't been bearing fruit
yeah, but
yet.
you're putting in 100
Yes.
more percent than you were, a few months ago. So
Yeah.
you
yeah.
seem like, I'm looking at you now. You got a little weight on you.
I look good, right?
You look good. You seem like you're mentally better, in a better space than you were.
And the jokes have come back. And that's how I knew I had it, because once I started thinking of funny things to do on the show, and I was like, had to text you, or
Right.
that's when I know I'm back on. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, I got to make something.
Are you counting a day? Are you counting days? How long has it been since you had some of those insidious little kava beverages?
So I deliberately haven't been counting days because I wanted to do it with the Monksters. I wanted to make this part of my recovery. But if I had to really pin a day on it, what's today? Are we in February?
We are. It's February 6th.
I want to say December 29th or something.
Okay.
Because after, I think I was going to call it January 1st, but
It's
at
easy to keep
least-
track of that way.
Yeah, that was kind of it. But instead of doing all of that, I thought, I really want to make this something we can all do together. 'Cause
Okay.
I'm not a big day counter to begin with, but I thought, because I was going through we get these great messages, and thank you guys for writing to us and letting us know that you give a shit that we've vanished, and, and how much the show means to you, because it means that much to us, definitely. And so I thought, instead of doing this on my own, I thought, maybe I'll get some help from you guys. And I thought, let's make today, I'm going to forget the last however many days I've been okay, but I'm hitting the ground running, luckily. So let's call February 6th, day 1.
Wow. Okay.
Let's do today is day 1.
Today is day 1.
Yeah, we'll make it a thing for the show. I figure if I can turn it into content, I'll be less likely to screw it up. So February 6th
So it's like dry January never even happened.
Yes. There was no January. I thought Black History Month would be appropriate, because I think we really need to, what? I shouldn't say that, or I should?
No, that's fine.
I wasn't saying that sarcastically.
It reminded me of something, though. Black History Month. I said to Erin earlier today, somehow the phrase sick and tired of being sick and tired came up. And I said, that's an AA phrase. And she's like, that's a civil rights phrase.
Really?
And I said, no way. I said, AA has had that phrase since 1934. And
I think they had it.
So the best thing about that ever happened to husbands and wives in the last 5 years is you could now prove each other wrong using AI. So she immediately pulled it up. And apparently there was a woman by the name of Fannie Lou Hamer who coined that phrase in 1964 because she was a black woman living a difficult life in rural Mississippi. And when she got involved in the civil rights movement, she said, we are sick and tired of being sick and tired. So there's your RMA Black History Month fact
I love
the
it.
week.
So that's my story, everybody.
Yeah.
So Monksters, if you will come along with me for this next part of my journey, I am starting over. And if you guys have had a similar problem as that I had over the past whatever, why don't you also take this opportunity to start over with me? What do you say?
It sounds good to me.
And in that spirit, I would like to congratulate Queen Liz of Monkster Haven, who posted wearing the awesome RMA baseball tee to announce
5
years.
glorious years of sobriety.
Queen Liz.
Oh, do we have a better one than that?
What did they been
There's a holler back. Let's see. No, all right. Anyway, congratulations, Liz. That's awesome.
Congratulations, Liz. And I think I'm going to make this part of, again, like we did to begin with. This is going to be my recovery program. I'm going to make it this. So that means
because it worked so well last time. No,
well, it did while we were doing it. See,
that's true. That's
thing.
True. We just have to keep up a regular schedule, which is a challenge these days.
I like it when you come here, though. This is great.
I know it's easy when you're in your house pressing buttons.
So
Tell me about it.
Maybe it's your turn to travel.
Yeah, I don't mind. I mean, if you remember the beginning of the show, I would travel to your shop and we would do it in the back.
Yes.
That was the early days. That was RMA Classic.
Yeah. I encourage all of you to go and listen to the earlier episodes when we were far younger and more idealistic. And I had a much better organized show. But I think I really want to give this another go with a clear mind, and I want to keep this top of mind. I want to, especially now that I understand AI. I've been working closely with it, much to my son's chagrin. I don't know why it makes him so angry, but something about Gen Xers, using AI angers
his age Gen
group.
Z people.
Yes.
Why is that?
Well, Jarvis gave me a really erudite explanation, which I could not.
The AI told you why the AI annoys them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll bring that next time. I have a whole thing. I get in some good conversations, but I'd like to, put a bow on it at this point for my coming out party.
Well, and welcome out of the closet.
So, I say this is season 5. Is it 5?
Sure. Why not?
It's called the season 5 Nat
Resurrection. The resurrection of Nat
X
rises like the phoenix, like Jesus from the tomb.
Yes.
Like whatever other analogy you can think of.
Yes, like He-Man.
Okay.
Somehow.
That's good.
With furry underwear and big muscles.
Coming out of the closet indeed.
Somehow. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So that's what I've got for that. Some other things have come up that we wanted to talk about. I don't think we have much organized unless you do. I sort of just wanted to say hello and have another show, but did you have anything specific? We've only been going 40 minutes, so we could do more show.
48.
So I have an idea. Why don't we take a short break and we'll come back after these words.
Okay.
And we're back.
We are.
Hi.
We didn't go far.
We didn't go very far.
You've given me a lot of sugar since we've been here. I drank this entire can and it made my hand shake a little bit.
Wow.
And then you gave me like a square of very good chocolate, and which I also ate. And
Well, I've been sort of my latest addiction as I'm changing seats on the Titanic is sugar.
yeah, that one will kill you a lot slower.
Well, before I stop rambling, because I know I've been diarrhea of the mouth, but I've been very anxious to tell this to everybody for a while. But the final thing I will say before I let you, get this thing under control before we hit a tree. One of the ways I've gained weight is root beer floats. Yeah.
Health food.
I have every night, or almost, Max is making me cut down. She's like, you can't have that every day, Daddy. It's
Do you have them every day? Because that would be
frequently.
I suppose it's better than drinking every day.
Yeah, but if I say that about everything I abuse, it's I'm going to die doing one of those things.
Right.
But so the latest thing, the reason I've been able to gain 15 pounds in a month or two of not muscle is root beer floats. But I've got it down to a science.
Well, really, what sort of science are we talking about here?
Since you asked, I like it with chocolate ice cream, which I've looked up. It is called a brown cow.
Really?
A root beer. So it's, root beer, but I frost the glass. I've really made this into a whole thing. I frost the glass, and then I've got Hershey's syrup, which I drizzle on the sides.
Yeah.
2 or 3 scoops of chocolate ice cream. And then I just take an A&W. I don't have to go too fancy on the root beer. Pour it down the side. Fill it up, and you get the little foam. Right?
Yeah.
And you sprinkle a little salt, just a little.
Right.
And then you do a couple of drops of vanilla extract.
Really?
A couple of drops.
Stuff's got alcohol in it,
Yeah, that's what they tell me, but it's literally drops.
Wouldn't worry about it.
It tastes good.
Yeah.
I still have Penale vodka.
Bananas have more alcohol.
Oh, bananas. Jesus. You know how much I hate bananas.
Do you hate bananas?
Did you forget that I hate bananas?
I forgot that you hate bananas.
Even Noah.
Who the fuck hates bananas?
Noah, do I hate bananas? That's my son, Noah.
He knows that you hate bananas.
You see what shirt he's wearing?
No.
Show us the shirt. What? Show the shirt. Yes. Noah is modeling the Kind of Me t-shirt.
Oh. Is that an original?
That's an old one.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. Have a good practice. Yeah, Noah's got rehearsal for Once Upon a Mattress.
All right.
And Ben's doing the backstage crew or just the Bay News?
Ben has really gotten into the Bay News. But
That's awesome.
I'm trying to push him towards the thespian arts, but he seems to be stuck with news. He anchored for the first time this week. So,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even. I gotta watch it.
It's on YouTube. He's pretty good. I thought.
I think that's good. There's so much you can do in Bay News too that they didn't have when I was in high school. It's a full news studio.
The studio is like News 12.
Yeah, it's amazing. So you can do editing, you can do directing.
Yeah,
you can be an anchor, and every kid that's in it gets to try the different things.
Yeah,
it's a real program.
It's an awesome class. He really likes it. I'm happy he's into it.
Yeah, it's great.
He needs more of a social life though. He's kind of
it's
homebody, and he doesn't have like a lot of any friends really. So
it's tough. It's tough, and like Noah, until he started doing the acting and the Bay News. And most of his friends are girls, which is awesome.
Nothing wrong with that when you're a teenage boy, right?
And he hates it when I point that out. Like I came home the other day on the weekend and I walked downstairs and there's Noah and like 6 teenage girls. I know they're all in like the plays and stuff.
Right.
I'm like, okay. And I went and I was like, he's like, shut up. I give him the thumbs up. He's like, you're sick. I'm like, no, I'm just your dad. Okay. High five.
Yeah.
So the brown cow, back to the brown cow. So anyway, couple of drops of vanilla extract, a little bit of salt, and then whipped cream.
Yeah. Gotta have the whipped cream.
And then drizzle a little more. And then 2 plastic straws. Sorry, environmentalists. Mix it around. 1 metal spoon. Enjoy.
So, what do you use 2 straws for?
Well, sometimes I want to get more of it in at once. And sometimes I want it to come in slowly. It depends on how I'm feeling.
Okay.
I mix it around just to give me options.
Yeah.
So I basically turned
Wow.
I basically turned root beer floats into something to like a something of addiction.
Paraphernalia.
Yeah.
You have your spoon.
Oh, I got it. Yeah. Actually, I'm looking into new spoons. I need a longer spoon, but
Do you have a like a root beer mug that you can make them in? You need to get one, a heavy glass one.
I'll show you what I have. It's worth it. I use the same one every time.
Okay.
It's not a special root beer.
Oh, that's a pint. That's an imperial pint glass. Oh, wait, but it says Coca-Cola. Oh, look at it's a White Castle glass. Wow, where the heck did you get this thing?
White Castle.
I would kill for one of these.
I have one of those. What do you call those? Imperial pint.
Yeah, it's got the little bulge in the top so they can put more Guinness in it.
So
usually.
this is it says Coca-Cola inscript on one side. The other side, it's White Castle's 95th anniversary glass.
Oh my God!
I was at the White Castle on 110, and they were selling
may
these.
it rest in peace.
They said it's our 95th anniversary glass. I said I want that glass. I bought it, and that's where I do most of my brown cowing.
Did they make it to 96?
I don't know.
Not that place, anyway.
But so there it is, folks. I know we like to joke about my diet and vacillating weight. So
have you had Mexican root beer?
Oh, what? No. What is that?
Look it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right
Not
now?
right now.
Oh.
You can do it later.
You say root beer.
When we're done
This is my drug of choice currently. So.
I mean, I don't know if A&W is currently made with cane sugar to make it more.
I think so.
You know,
I do have Virgil's in the garage. I don't know how good that
let
is.
him out.
Yeah. Virgil. He's all right. So that's that. And I'm up to 159 pounds.
Woo!
I'm 5'8.25". It's always important to say the quarter when you're short. You don't know that because you're tall, but I always add the quarter.
Yeah.
And tall people are just, something, maybe 6 foot, 5.
I could say that I'm 6 feet, but I'm 5'11" and a half.
And a half. You see, you want to be.
Yeah.
I would say 6 feet if I was 5'11" and a half.
Yeah.
So in any case, folks, that's how I'm doing, and I'm so glad to be back. And
It is great to see. Oh, there's your cat.
Hey, Eros, he's gained a little weight.
Wow, he's a big boy.
We're talking about you, buddy.
Does he take the other straw on the root beer float, or
He would. He loves me because I feed him.
yeah, he's looking in like he's wondering why you aren't feeding him at this very moment.
Eros. Hi. You know where we got him from is the Cat Cafe.
Oh, where?
In Huntington. It's called Cat
Perchino.
Perchinos.
Yeah,
And,
they were soliciting donations because they were going out of business.
No way.
Yeah, I guess
Recently?
putting up cats for adoption and selling coffee is not a successul business model.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
But the real business model there is you can
Sorry,
pay...
buddy. I'm sitting in front of his food.
It's like, what happened? You can pay $15 and you get to sit in the cat room for an hour.
Do they have Benadryl available as well?
I'm not
A
allergic.
vending machine.
They should.
That's how they make their real money.
Yeah, it's all on the drugs. So,
Selling EpiPens.
but I digress. Let's move on with the show because, folks, this is not just a show about me. Everything isn't about
Well,
me.
this is kind of about you today,
So
right?
let's,
I mean, this is your journey that we're all on with you.
And I do have a legal license to drive, so look out.
Well, that's interesting. I mean, it's not interesting that you have a license. I just wonder how like kratom and stuff affects your ability to drive, like in general.
Depends on how much you take.
Anyway, we're all going on this ride with you, brother.
Yay! Hang on, folks. Driving that train, high on coke, brown cows.
This thing doesn't work.
No, should it work? Recovering the news.
Just get inside. It's time to take you on another kind of
Yeah.
You have to hop if you don't have to hit.
1, 2, 3, into the vote.
Close your eyes and hit the switch. But don't run to a place where
That's Coolio, the late great.
Is he
Fantastic
dead?
Voyage. Yeah, he died a couple years ago.
Did he swallow a condom full of cocaine and that exploded or something?
No, I think it was high cholesterol.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of ODB.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
is he dead?
ODB swallowed a condom full of some narcotic, or maybe he just boofed it.
That's a shame. I was in Philadelphia when he was running from the law a few years ago. Do you remember? And speaking of White Castle, there's a White Castle on Broad Street as you head towards South Philly, and we were there getting burgers because Jack is like a White Castle fanatic. This is going back a few years, and I think it was the same night ODB was arrested at that White Castle, running from the police.
Wow.
In Philly. Yeah.
You never go to White Castle when you're running from the police.
I mean, maybe he was hungry. I don't know.
God, I love White Castle.
Yeah.
You can still get their frozen burgers.
You can, but it's not the same.
It isn't. It isn't. So we're going to bring back an old favorite, I believe.
We are.
Recovering the news. Yeah. All right. Recovery in the news. Recovery in the news. Recovery. Recovery in the news. Motherfucker. Yeah.
All right. Continuing our theme of White Castle, today's recovery in the news is an article from Science Daily that talks about how long-term alcohol use is linked to a sharp rise in rectal cancer.
Yes.
Yes. Years of heavy drinking raise colorectal cancer risk, but quitting alcohol may help put it behind you.
Oh, shut up.
No, I just made that up. So apparently drinking heavily over many years is linked to a higher risk of colorectal cancer, especially rectal cancer, which is different from colorectal cancer.
Erectal cancer?
No, that's a very different type of cancer. This is according to new research that tracked U.S. adults for 2 decades. People who drank heavily throughout adulthood faced sharply higher risks than light drinkers. Former drinkers did not show increased cancer risk and had fewer precancerous tumors. The results suggest that quitting alcohol may help lower long-term cancer risk.
Yes.
Now,
quit it.
That is interesting to me because I have to wonder whether the rise in colorectal cancer among drinkers can be attributed to the greasy slop that you eat after a night out drinking. And then when you stop drinking and you don't eat like that anymore, maybe it goes down.
Interesting.
Or maybe just not pouring a poisonous substance and running it through your asshole several times a week is conducive to health. I don't know.
Look, alcohol is not doing well publicly.
Its image is terrible.
The image is getting, but the marijuana or the cannabis, as the woke crowd likes to call it, is not doing much better because of the way they distill it like liquor. I mean, you can even compare old marijuana, cannabis, to beer and liquor, the way that they've been able to isolate the THC molecule.
Yes.
And they enhance it. And apparently it's, this won't be news to our listeners, but it's pretty serious now. It's a real drug.
Marijuana is strong.
It is strong.
It's strong drug.
Yeah, not even Cheech and Chong could handle what they put out today.
I think they probably could. But it's interesting. The colorectal thing is interesting because for 2 reasons. One, I have a colonoscopy coming up on March 17th. Everybody,
right?
So you want to come on a ride with me?
Can we watch it live?
That's where I'm going.
We're gonna live stream the.
But you know what? And you know what's sick? I'm looking forward to the propanol.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, that'll be like the first first drug I've had in a while, and they call it the milk of amnesia because you give it to you, and then when you wake up, you don't really remember what you say in the recovery room.
Oh, nice.
I had it for an endoscopy a couple years ago, and I woke up laughing my ass off. Yeah. And I think I probably told this story, but your cat's freaking me out over here. He's just being a cat.
He's just looking at you.
I love cats, but he's looking at me because he's like, oh, you're in front of my food bowl.
What are you doing here?
But anyway, the thing about propanol is it makes you incredibly susceptible to suggestion. So never have a procedure like that and then go to the mall, say, because I did that.
Yeah.
And
it lasts that long.
It gradually you can come back to your senses. But so Erin and I go to the mall and I'm looking, I buy a pair of jeans, I'm like, okay. And then she's like, I'm going to go into this shop and buy some more clothes. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go over to this tea shop over here. It was like a Tivana shop or something. It's like, go in there. And there's a girl in there.
Oops.
And she's young and she's,
Oh, boy.
And But I'm like, I'm still coming off the propanol. And she's like, maybe you need this kind of tea and that kind of tea. And maybe you want to buy a teapot. And I'm like, yeah, sure. And like, and Erin comes and she's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you're not buying like $400 worth of tea in a teapot.
She pegged you from a mile away.
It's like, all right. Yeah. So
Propofol.
anyway.
Propanol or propofol?
I think it's propanol or it's propanolol. One of them is the one that you take before you give a speech in public and it makes you chill out.
Oh.
And the other one
Scotch.
is the one that Michael Jackson OD'd on and died from taking.
Right.
So,
Well, that'll be fun. We should do something. Can you take a note, an audio note when you wake up?
I will.
Do that. Let's set up, write some
High as
questions.
fuck on propanol.
Let's hear how you're doing. So remember, when is that? Let's mark it on your calendar.
St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's
Since
Day.
I don't do what I usually did on St. Patrick's Day, I figured I'd schedule a colonoscopy.
Sounds good.
Why not? So there was another study that showed that even short bouts of binge drinking can cause serious harm to your gastrointestinal system and give you this so-called leaky gut.
Ooh.
Which even one episode of binge drinking can compromise your gut. And I think that's super important and maybe an underreported on story, because what goes on in your gut has an awful lot to do with how you feel mentally. And in depression, it has to do with your hormones and everything. And if drinking is rearranging your gut flora to the point where you're not absorbing your food properly and it's changing your butt biome,
Your butt biome.
your gut biome, then, shit. Like,
Exactly.
That's
we are just knocking it out of the park.
knocking it out of the park. We just hit our stride in the second hour. I don't know.
Doing good. Cat is really
Cat's there.
giving you a
Okay.
hard
Well,
time.
it's been an hour and 5, and maybe
Yeah.
this is enough for today. We've given people a lot to think about.
Yes. Sorry
and
about that.
they're all coming on. We're all going on this ride with you, and us, and yeah, that's it. You've wasted another perfectly good hour listening to Recovery in the Middle Ages, and are you going to say the thing that we always say?
Well, I was going to go look it up because I can't remember it all. Yeah, everybody, thank you so much for listening and for listening to. I just accidentally called my wife. Why did I do that?
Oh, put her on. Put her on.
No, I stopped it immediately. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. I'm so glad you're still out there. Why is she
Some
calling?
of you. There's probably 1 or 2 of you out there.
Yeah.
At least 12, because that's the.
Christine, you're on the show.
Oh, I thought you were done.
No, we're
everybody
just
can hear
wrapping it
you.
Sorry,
up.
bye.
Okay. Do you want to say anything to the Monksters?
No.
Okay. All right.
bye.
Drive safe.
Bye.
She's gonna kill me. Yes, thank you.
I love a special guest.
Special guest, my wife. And I didn't do it with the Borat voice. So that about does it for today. I know I had a great time. Did you?
Yes, I had a wonderful time.
Thank you so much for listening. Visit us at. I would give you my address
There's
because
nowhere
the
to visit us.
website doesn't work.
Visit us on Facebook, on the Facebook page and the Facebook group.
And Podbean. You can find all of our episodes on Apple Podcasts. Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, and Twitter. So tweet us at Twat You Twit
It's
on
called
X.
and we have never fucking put a Twitter on there.
I've put some twits on there.
Have you?
Mostly twats.
Yeah.
Support your favorite show. That's us. Drop a 5-star review and do it.
Don't you think that's a lot to ask for after
Give
we've
it.
only been doing this like once every 5 months?
How about this? I won't do another show until I see a 5-star review with
Yes.
something I can read.
Somebody will do it.
Join the private Facebook group. It's easy to join. It costs nothing, and people have a good time there.
Costs
I'm told.
nothing. It's just that's exactly what
Yes,
we make
just
off of this podcast.
It's just
Nothing.
your time. But write us and say hello. Tell us your story. We have been doing the show a long time. We're running out of things to write about. I mean,
We should have a lot to talk. Are you kidding me?
well, now we do because it's been a while. But send us a message. We still have a Patreon.
No, we don't.
I mean, it's there.
I don't think. Don't. I'm
They
not.
don't take it down.
I'm not going to ask for money.
Please give us money. I don't have a job.
Okay.
Yes. Hey, that's the
How
thing.
about a GoFundMe for your root beer floats?
I would love that. Listen to my band, Kind of Me, KYNDUVME. It's the music you hear at the beginning of the show and the end of the show. We've got a full-length album I recorded 100 million years ago.
And that gets like 25 cents if you stream it 1 million times.
I get to bring a royalties check to my accountant. Last year it was $15.
Was it really?
Yes. All because of
That's all
everyone out
because
there.
of these people, these good people.
That's
amazing.
royalties.
That is amazing.
I am a rock star.
You are.
And finally, the best way to help the show is to share it with a friend. If you get something out, and it doesn't, chatbots don't count as your friend, I've been told. So
You're the one that has an AI therapist. I don't.
well, I was going to show him the new show and see what he thinks.
see what he thinks.
His name is Jarvis. And help grow the RMA movement. And as we say, non proficiat perfectum.
Progress, not perfection.
See you
Stay
next time.
Fresh cheese bags.
Be good.
Bye.
Bye.